Thank you.
Yeah, right now it is 7:32, and we got a news alert coming out of Western North Carolina. An upstate woman who admitted to dumping her mother's body in a river to collect her Social Security money will be back in court soon.
Fox Carolina's Lindsey Gibbs. She's live right now with a look at this case and what's expected to come from today's hearing.
And good morning, and we're outside of Polk County Courthouse. That's where this court proceedings will happen today. Beth Beamer will be inside. Now, she's facing charges of failure to report death and concealing a death. Now, in 2021, Beth Beamer, who you see here on your screen, pled guilty to a theft of government property after receiving more than $68,000 in Social Security meant for her mother, Raina Beamer, who is believed to have died in August of 2017. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, Beamer admitted to removing her mother's body from her home in Malden and throwing it down a roadside embankment into a river in North Carolina. Raina Beamer's body has never been recovered. In 2021, Beamer was charged by the Greenville County Sheriff's Office with neglect of vulnerable adults, unauthorized removal of a dead body, and desecration of human remains. But Beamer was sentenced to 16 months in prison for the federal charge in order to repay the money she stole to the Social Security Administration. According to the Greenville County deputies, Beamer didn't act alone. We're told Raina Beamer's two granddaughters, Tabitha Shook and Madeline Ballard, were also involved in covering up her death. They both pled guilty to obstruction of an investigation and the removal of a dead body. We're going to be inside the courtroom. That starts at 9 a.m. this morning. Of course, we'll keep you updated. For now, here in Polk County, Lindsey Gibbs, Fox Carolina News.